Morning, everybody. Thought I'd do a quick video this morning. Does anyone really care? Nobody really cares, I don't think. I don't think so. Hey, Fred. I don't think so, because that's all you ever hear. X, Y, or Z topic. Oh, I don't care. I don't really care. You do whatever you want. I don't care. You have to care. You have to care. Because if we don't care, wait a minute, that's where we are right now. When society, people don't care about their neighbor, when people don't care about their friends, that's where we are right now. When people don't care. Hold on. Hold on. I got a audio problem going here. Yeah, I don't need that. Sorry. Thought I was working properly. Let's see now. Oops. Sorry. Hold on. I got an audio problem. Yeah. It was going the wrong direction. No big deal. But I just started noticing everybody they interview, it doesn't matter. Far right, conservative, far left. I don't care what people do. But, and that's what got us where we are. That's what got us the first time when they brought condoms into the schools. Parents should have been, no. If this is such a problem, yeah, we need a new solution. Not just don't give them condoms. That's dumb. Waking back with you guys, as usual. But that's when it all started. They started giving out condoms in high school. And and that's where it all started, really, slip sliding away. Especially like in education, high schools and stuff. I know, one of my favorite teachers, I mean, if you can label them that way, was a Miss Wilbanks. She's a lesbian. She's an old lesbian. She's living with her lover and her mother. Her mom's probably dead now. In Scottsdale, but they but this is a different. Back then, she had no public displays of affection with. Nobody even knew who her partner was, girlfriend, or call it. Nobody even knew. You knew she was, but zero public displays. Zero. Until she till she retired from teaching. She never gave any indicators. And I was in her class 2 years, and you wouldn't have, by the way she taught, you wouldn't have been able to go, wow, she's sure pushing an agenda. No, she didn't. She was pretty cool. And we could talk to her about stuff. And, she was able to recognize, that me and a couple other guys in the class, played sports, and she wasn't dumb enough or pretend that we weren't some of the guys in the school that needed the condoms. She wasn't pretending that at all. She knew. And she had some pretty, serious, talks with us. Just us guys, about be careful. You don't want to be a father. She cared. She really cared. You don't want to do this. Okay, guys? I know. Girls, I know. But don't do that. Does anybody really care? I wouldn't be asking the question if it just, wow, wasn't the answer. from everybody. Why don't you care? You should care. You should care what about your neighbor. You should care about your community. Excuse me. You should care. You don't want your schools corrupted and twisted into these liberal breeding grounds. You know, you don't want that. And you don't, everyone, oh, you don't want, yeah, you don't want radical right either. I mean, that's common sense, and that's how we roll. But how do you even get to common sense when nobody really cares? Nobody cares. I didn't watch the Republican debate the other night, but I've seen enough clips and stuff from it. This is the world we live in. All the media, newspapers, all the website peoples, everything is saying like Nikki Haley and DeSantis won. But when you talk to all the independent journalists and commentators, they're like, "Oh my God, no, Vivek Ramaswamy won. Vivek kicked their asses." And when you see the clips, wow, he did. That was crazy. He just said, I loved when he attacked that reporter. Yeah, for years you lied. Right here, I'll give you the platform. Resign and apologize. I love that. That was pretty cool. You don't see that shit, man. That's pretty cool. And him just, straight up. So Nikki Haley was Dick Cheney and 3-inch heels. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That bitch does. I mean, Nikki Haley, she wants to go to war with everybody. Would kick your ass. She wants to fight. She ready. Pew, pew, pew. She's like Hillary. She wants to be the first woman. Well, she wants to be the first woman to fire off a nuclear weapon. They do. They're crazy. They're crazy that way. You think Hillary did an orgasm thinking about carrying around the nuclear football? You think when she saw Bill and saw it with Bill, she didn't think, "Come on, Bill, let's push the button once. Let's push the button, please, Bill. Let's push the button just once. Come on, Bill. We can't do that. We gotta have a reason. We do have a reason. We don't like nobody. We want to run the world. We'll be in charge. Damn it, Bill. Push the button." No, she couldn't threaten him with cutting him off from sex. She didn't know where he's getting it. That's fun. That's an old joke. You don't act right, I ain't gonna give you none. What do you mean, give me any? You don't know where I'm getting it. Excuse me. This is weird. Anybody see the silence that's happening? No dogs. No dogs. What's up, Fred? Here you go, buddy. They're all here. They're all here. I just let Fred out. They're all here. It's so quiet. Too quiet, maybe. But we had to ask ourselves, does anybody care? And the ones that do care, what do they even care about anymore? Nobody cares about education. Nobody cares about the economy. Nobody cares about our manufacturing. Nobody cares about the infrastructure. Nobody cares. Everybody just wants to get theirs. These politicians, that's freaking crazy, man. I love when he Vivek told Nikki Haley, "Yeah, you quit your post as ambassador, and you said you was bankrupt, and you got a job, a military contractor, and now you're multimillionaire. It ain't right when anybody does it, Democrat or Republican." That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And she couldn't say, no, I didn't. She did too. You did too, bitch. You did too. You took that job, that military contractor, and you took the millions, and you ain't said shit but fight, fight, war, war. Since. Excuse me. Sorry. Weather change, getting really snotty in the mornings. First thing. Sorry. But like Nikki Haley and all those guys with the war, I mean, without the military industrial complex pumping their their coffers are empty. And, it's, I just don't understand how these people, when approached about being a trader and about not caring anymore, about putting yourself first and your economic well-being first over your family, your friends, your country, to make sure you get paid. I wonder how that goes down. I wonder how that goes down. How's finances, Nikki? Why do you think I'm sitting in this bar drinking cheap whiskey? It sucks. I ain't got nothing. After my ambassadorship was over, it was nothing but Skid Row for me. Well, Nikki, how would you like to get back on your feet? Here at Raytheon, here at Boeing. It was Boeing, I think she went to work for. Here at Boeing, well, people like you. You're right up our alley. How about executive vice president job? How about that? $2 million a year. How about that? Starter, $2 million. That's our bottom for executive vice president. Sorry. If we could get more for our tanks, we could give you a bump. But that's the future. We got wars coming. Maybe they work out well. How does that go? Because, wow, that's pretty shitty. Anybody that was thinking about, well, I guess they don't, because nobody cares. Oh, shit, I keep forgetting. Nobody cares. Because you would have thought that, okay, I'm going to run for president here next deal. I can't take that job. You know how that would look? You know how I'd get skewered if I took that job from you? And they probably, would say something like, what do you give a shit? Screw them. This is your job. This is your life. They can't tell you where you can work. They can't tell you what to do. You grown woman. You're gonna be president. So you make money however you want. This is a legit job. You got nothing. Nothing to be ashamed of. How's that go? Nobody cares anymore. Nobody gives a crap. You know what's crazy? It just hit me. Man, it's been a while since I saw Ashley and Jason. She had told me that Jason was making cigar box guitars, and I told her I wanted to buy one, and she hadn't got back to me. Ain't seen her. Sorry, that was just a random thought, because I know it's getting cold there in Tennessee. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. It really is kind of mirroring the history we were told about when times in Rome were going down, that they just had more circuses. They had more of the gladiator shows. They had, they gave you more cake. Sorry, I just had a mosquito. What like that is a mosquito. But this is what it seems like. The NFL, you know, this college football. How about the prime time effect? That's been a crazy whirlwind. The prime time effect, and he'd have been better off if he'd have come out win loss win loss win loss instead of 3-0 and beating number 2 team from last year's season, TCU. I'm sorry, I just jump subjects like that, don't I? But I was thinking about Ashley in prime time. I've asked her a couple of times. If she's watching this video, I've asked her a couple of times. I've put my phone number in the comments in the chat and said, "Hey, call me, text me. I want, number one, I want to buy one of those guitars." And she know I play. She don't listen so good. She don't look when she get a message. Oh, speaking of, my friends are coming by today. Clean the house. And don't be all like, "Oh, wow, they have somebody clean their house." Only since I hurt myself. And only in like the last 4 months, up to the last 4 months, I ain't had no help. And we found a nice lady, Mariah, and her daughter, and they do a good job. Her husband's a mechanic, and he may be buying my utility trailer and my car dolly from me. They're out in the driveway. When we had the RV, I used the car dolly a lot, but now I ain't got an RV, so I don't need no car dolly. If anybody needs a car dolly, utility trailer, let me know. $1,500 for the 2 of them, and the car dollies are $1,500 on their own, even used. I'm recovering from a kink, a crick, whatever you call it. Oh my God, I'm still hurting pretty good, but the last 2 days has just been brutal. Went and had a massage. Right after the massage, I went straight to my chiropractor, got an adjustment. Didn't really help. Just one of those that runs up your side of your head. Just runs all the way down. And I don't know. They say, "Oh, you slept wrong." I slept all night, and I got up, and I was like, "Oh my God." I think if you slept wrong, you'd slept wrong and you didn't sleep well at all, and you'd know, wow, this is going to mess me up. I don't know. Does anybody care? See, nobody cares what I have to say either. Nobody cares. And it's funny that people are way more prone to attack people because they say they don't care, but they care so much about what was said, they have to attack them. Ask them about the subject. "Oh, I don't really care." Then why did you attack this person? Why did you go nuts online? Are you losing your crap? What's going on? "I don't care." Your actions seem to prove otherwise. And speaking of actions and proving otherwise, wow, did you see the reaction from the Ivy League communes? Wow, they showed their true colors, didn't they? That didn't take nothing for them to pull their mask back and go, "That's right, we want them all dead. Dead, I say. All of them. See? From the desert to the sea." Wow. Where did these kids come from? I thought this was our next generation. Think about that. That's our next generation. That's the ones Look at Harvard, Yale. That's where most of our presidents came from. Look at that shit. Oh my God. Communist comrade mills, man. That's all they are. When you have people coming out of those institutions that are admittedly part of secret societies and laugh in your face about it, it's not a good situation. The first time that came out, see, that's what's so bad. That's why this is the times of the devil is, because you thought any decent people back when those things first came to surface that they might even exist, somebody would have done something. Somebody said, no, that didn't go on here. That might have been, even going so far back to say, that's from the old world. This is America. This is new. We don't do that here. You saw what that led to there. Dictators and monarchies and secrets. No, none. But it didn't happen. It just built bigger and bigger and got more and more secret. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. They made movies about it so we'd be desensitized. And then when it was brought up, people were mocked and laughed at. They're crazy. Secret societies, Freemasons, Jesuits. What? Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Because they were told not to. You don't have to care about this. Don't worry about this. These are good people. Good people. Pillars of the community. Wow, where we played. Think about it. Devil, well, it's supposed to be this way. I mean, that's prophecy. He's supposed to deceive us once more. And by God, he's doing it. Because you just look around, man. You can't sling a dead cat without hitting some fool that just don't care, but they're willing to die on the hill of pronouns. They're willing to die on the hill of DEI. They're so programmed. They're so how do you say it? They're lost. They're lost. We're such a lost world. Such a lost world. It has been pretty heartening. Athletes, especially like, the World Series, that dude's first thing, just give all the glory to God. There's some people out there, standing up, letting it be known their faith, and that's great for them. Just hope it inspires other people. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and they got a platform, and they're doing it, and that's great. I wish I wish them all the best, and more and more and more. Go. Very good. But even those people, when you talk to them, they're like, what about, pronouns? What about this? I don't really care. I don't care. They can do whatever they want. No, you can't say that, because if you let them do whatever they want, it comes to you. It's coming. It's coming. If you say that, it's coming. And it did. It came, and we saw it, and we were like, what is this? You have to call me by this name or I'm going to ruin you. You're going to get canceled. You can't call me that. You'll lose your job. You lose everything for the wrong pronoun. Wow. That's really when you get to a level of don't care. It's epidemic. Well, it was endemic, and now it's becoming epidemic. And we're about to hit with this social justice crap and all this DEI, and just we're hitting pandemic stages of our social disorder. When it started out, started out in the 70s and 80s with punk rock and goth, and then rap came in, and condoms in school. It just kept going. Sex, drugs, rock and roll kept rolling. And now you look around, and women are men, and up is down, and right is wrong, and If you don't believe in war, you're you're a bigot. If you do want war, you're against humanity. You can't win. There's no out. If you take neutral ground, you know, you have no leverage. You have nowhere to go. You're just in existence. And a lot of people are going middle ground. They'll admit to caring a little bit about a few things, but they won't take a stance on nothing. And that's scary. Those people may be the scariest of all because they can quickly be swayed. A little pressure, a little bit of pressure, and they're done. Okay, 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 okay. I won't say it. I won't say it. Never said it. Just nobody cares. Prove me different. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You know, in the in the local level, in most people's everyday life, hmm they run into several people that do care. But you got to admit, most of them that you run into don't care. They just don't care. I care about them, get mine, me and my people, and that's it. That's it. And make America great again. America first policy. That's, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to, or you get where we're at. That's not selfish. That's strategical. Because the left is just like, the more the merrier, like chaos rule. They'll never, I just keep getting elected after election, and I just stay out in the shadows here until election years, and I come out going, I know you got it bad. I know it's terrible. I'm here to fix it. That's why I'm here. And thanks to you, I'm going to go to Washington and I'm going to fix it for you. Every day, every year, every cycle. Same thing. What's the number? 465 different campaigns say, I'm here for you. I'm going to Washington and I'm going to tell them what you think. I'm going to tell them you want your money back. I'm going to tell them you are not. Did y'all see the latest thing they passed? Nobody probably knows about it. Y'all probably don't have a freaking clue. They passed a bill deep inside of it. They got themselves a raise. And they got themselves legislation that says no. You cannot look at a congressman or a senator's, only congressmen and senators. You can't look at their financials. You can't see them. It's none of your business. Can't see it. I know. It's like, what? What? Even if you suspect something? Yeah, off limits. I don't know what they named it, but they didn't name it the Nancy Pelosi fuck them without no lube bill. I don't know what else you'd call it, because that's just wow. A raise, an exemption from prying eyes on your finances. Wow. Wow. And the deal I was listening to said they had to do that because it's just getting too obvious when you're getting paid in gold bars and you're sewing $5,000 stacks of money into your jackets. Did you see that? The Menendez guy had clothes with tens of thousands of dollars sewed into it, and his excuse was, "Hey man, I was taught that by my parents and my grandparents because they from the old world, and we didn't trust banks. So what we do is we sew our money into our clothes." You're a freaking senator, and you're sewing the money into your clothes. And I think he's on the like a finance committee about all the tax law and stuff. So he knew, he knew very well. I'm not paying a dime in taxes on this shit. You can forget that. I wonder how his wife and family, no, don't use a debit card. Get cash out of one of the jackets. We don't need a paper trail. That's what happened to Joe and Hunter. They had a big paper trail. But nobody cares. I don't care. They don't care. Can't believe the media doesn't care. Man, if Donald Trump had bounced a check in 1973, they'd be like, see, he started out a bum. He bounced the first check he ever had. Get his ass out of here. He couldn't run a popsicle stand. Get rid of him. He's a fraud. He's an economic disaster. This is so sickening, so disheartening that they let it. They got it. Jim Brewer showed a video I'd never seen before back before Biden's inauguration. That high up military guy says he's glad there was a peaceful transfer of military power from one side to the other, and that now that things are settling down, they're gonna get forward, moving the country forward. And it's like, what? That peaceful transfer of military power. That's what he said. That's what he said. And they were hitting on that. Wow, that's right in line with the 17th letter of the alphabet deal. See how they've censored us? I can't even say, I can't take chances saying that. They'll take this video down. If I say that letter, it corresponds to the 17th letter in the alphabet. If I say that and add a non to it or anything, they'll probably take my video down. And it's crazy that in America, I even have to think that. I even have to worry about that. But so many people that don't care don't want you saying stuff like that. They care about what I say, but they don't care about anything else. They just don't want me to be able to say what I want to say. They don't like that. That's just crazy. How can people be that way? I don't agree with you at all on those things, but go ahead and say it. You look like an idiot. I was always under the impression I want to hear the dumbass stuff you have to say. Say it loud. Say it where everybody can hear it. And then just everybody let that soak in. What this fool just said. Just let that soak in. Make you go, really? Were you dropped as a child? One of the last of a generation before the helmets came out. You kept bumping your head. What's going on? What's wrong with you people? But nobody cares. Nobody cares. You look at the media. You look at the government. You look at food processing and food delivery companies that they've taken our food and reduced it down to such useless chemical processes for one thing, for profit. When they found out it was cheaper to put artificial strawberry flavoring and something, rather than using real strawberries, as the game was over. As soon as they realized that it's too expensive to use real fruit. I can do a chemical process, and just a drop of that makes the whole thing taste like strawberries. Good for me. Bad for you. No problem. I don't mind bad for you, because you're going to keep buying my stuff. You'll be all right. That's why my buddy that runs pharmaceutical over there. Something goes wrong, this makes you sick. They'll help you. They'll get you. I'll get you a chemical from their little batch. Fix you up from the chemicals I gave you. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. It still makes me so. And it was right in the middle of all the hoop and craziness and of the 80s when Ronald Reagan in 1986, halfway through his second term, which is when it seems like most of those guys really do their evil work. Nobody's looking. He's a lame duck. The new campaigns have started. Nobody's looking. He signed that stupid legislation to give Big Pharma exemption. And wow, that was Fauci. Fauci was in. All those people just started making their elixirs, their chemical brews for us. Start experimenting. Well, I mean, not start, just keep experimenting with even more anonymity, with even more impunity. Just do what we want. If people die. We're trying to save lives. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. This, that's the warfare mentality. Hey, in battle, there's acceptable losses. Yeah, for the big victory, for the big payday. A few people gotta die, but hey, they should have ate better. They should have ate better. Says the big pharma guy that's medicine that killed someone. If they'd have just took better care of themselves and ate better, they wouldn't have needed our chemicals. Not my fault. Not my fault. Yeah. Okay, well, where do I get good food? I mean, only way to really know it's good is grow it yourself. And that's whether it be your meat or your vegetables, whatever. Only way it is now to really know if it's all natural is do it yourself. I mean, did you see Bill Gates putting out his fake meat and it's supposed to cause cancer? I mean, they've already proven, yes, it causes cancer, and that FDA approved it anyway. I think they're gonna try it on third world countries again, like they did the polio vaccine and stuff. I think it got emergency use for those people without food. This is a way to feed them. They live in these areas where they got no source of proteins here. They've been talking about the bugs. Bill Gates is like, I'm doubling down on your bugs, and I'm gonna raise you artificial synthetic meat. Wow. It's Soylent Green. Soylent Green. I mean, wow. What do you do? How many times I said wow? It's just amazing. I'd have never thought in my lifetime that the system I was born into was the devil loosed. Because it makes sense now. Because ever since my first consciousness of what was kind of going on around, it always seemed trouble. Always trouble brewing. Always trouble brewing. Even when it was good times in my life, which is only under Reagan, and that was high school, and then George Bush. I started, it was economically, I'm speaking only, and then through Bush and Clinton, and then Bush. I mean, it was no stability anywhere. No, nobody really cares. There was nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what do? I guess the only thing you can do is care. Care a little bit. It'd be all right. The campus saints, body of Christ, should be okay. Attack of mosquitoes again. Ooh, I got you, fool. But Campus Saints, end times, the body of Christ, we're going to be good. We're going to be fine. It's just painful to watch them, from the outside looking in on these people that, wow. How can you be so blind? A lot of these people. It is what it is. And the good Lord's gonna take care of us. We're 43 minutes in? Okay. I'm gonna sign off. Everybody. Thanks. Love you all. Good discernment, good vibrations. Take care.